Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
What's good, family and friends? Welcome to another great episode of our Smooth Club Podcast, the show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, and joining me is my bro.
Hello, Arrington Gavin.
Hello. Sir Rock Fox.
I'm feeling great right now.
Stand-up comedian.
It's my birthday again.
It is. Have you ever met a person with like birthday twice? Like, I'm just saying.
It's my birthday again, like last episode, and I tell you what, I'm celebrating with my thighs out. Yes, sir.
I see you got the cheetah. Was it a cheetah
The
print?
cheetah
Okay.
prints.
Okay. Look at the kick. Oh, look at the kicks. Okay.
I don't got a lot of thigh meat, so I'm pressing real hard.
I see you. It's all good. Exactly. To add some more. Yeah, I got you. You know, it's the summertime. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, as you see, it's just Ciroc and I, which you know is going to be a great show because Zach and JJ couldn't be here at the moment. But hey, the show must go on. They're going to be back for the next one, so we're going to have a good time today.
Right on.
First thing before we get on into the show, of course, I got to support our show. Check out our YouTube channel, Rugged Evil TV, of course, on all major podcast platforms, iHeart, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, on Roku, on the Global Vision Network. And yes, just please support. Of course, support my bro here, Mr. Rock Fox, host of In Your City.
Hey.
I believe, how many seasons is In Your City?
We're on 5.
You on 5. See,
seasons.
I'm still on rookie status, but hey, let me tell you something. This guy right here, please check out the show.
Thank you.
So, bro, man, well, look, we got a great show today. I'm so honored and excited to have who I consider a friend, K'bana Blaq. K'bana Blaq is a entertainer. This man has opened up for people like Brian McKnight, CeeLo Green, Erykah Badu. Just to name a few, I'm talking like more.
I had a small conversation with him before we started, and he didn't mention none of that. So that means he's mad humble. I didn't know I was talking to a superstar.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's always exciting to meet, like you said, the humble superstars, right? The man is, I've known him for quite a minute. So my very first vending show was about 5 years ago. I had attended this, small out in Hampton, Virginia. That's when I first met Luke, Dapper Luke.
Dapper Luke, shout out
to Dapper Luke. This is when he had a smooth face. He was still in the Navy at the time. He had a radio show called the Dapper Hour.
His face smooth. Ooh, he probably look African.
He did though. He did. From Baltimore though, but he looked pretty African.
Maybe nice.
Yeah, man. Between the two. And alongside him going to the table, I meet a gentleman, K'bana Blaq, real great dude. And at the end, you always remember people that are like, man, real nice. It was my first time, in vending shows. I was trying to get my feet wet, trying to build that clientele. Very nervous, but again, met some great people. We know so many mutual friends having that opportunity to really meet in person. And I said, you know what? I need to bring on K'bana on the show. K'bana is an amazing entertainer, singer. He's got his book right here. There we go. We're gonna be talking about this entitled "The Letters from a Drag Queen." Okay.
That's a sexy man. Quote me. I'm about to look through.
Yeah, zoom. Yeah, there you go. You read it while I'm talking about it.
While I briefly scan over these photos.
But I'm so excited to have him on, man, because with our Smooth Club podcast, I'm all about for one, bridging the gap, and on top of that too, changing the narrative. At the end of the day, look, we have brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community. We have straight brothers and sisters. We have brothers and sisters in all ethnicities and nationalities. So I'm excited to have a great conversation with K'bana. Again, at the end of the day, we're no different. I was raised to, hey, treat others the way you want to be treated, respect others the way you want to be treated. So this whole discrimination shit needs to end. So I hope that we can bridge the gap between Black straight men and the LGBTQ community with this great conversation and with K'bana. Like I said, a very
we already steal damn near 25-30% of our entertainment style from the gays any fucking way.
Ooh, speak more. Speak more.
Think about some of the most progressive things, the most different things that we do, that really get under people's skin, like Young Thug wearing those Japanese style dresses, or Uzi Vert doing some of those, those movements, and you know what I'm saying? Some people in entertainment and mainstream, they see that from other performers who's not on mainstream. They stole that from the gay community. Some of that extra flavor.
And shout out to Lupe Fiasco? Is it Lupe Fiasco? I think he's very as far as an advocate for the LGBT, because he's in hip hop, but he's always like saying, come on, man, like, show respect. No need to treat others and no need to disrespect.
He rap like he talk like that. Kick Push gives me that vibe that he supports the gay community. Kick Push really makes me feel like he cares. But keep going.
I'm sorry. I said Lupe Fiasco. It's Kid Cudi. It's Kid Cudi. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
You was wrong.
I'm sorry. Look, y'all could have corrected me, damn it.
I tried to help him.
Y'all kept on sliding through that thing. Everybody's looking at me like, he is so wrong. See, ain't no support for me right now, damn it. Ain't no support for me. Happy birthday, Ciroc. Shoot, Kid Cudi, damn it. We've been enjoying ourselves. But
I like this last look. This last look, he looking good.
All right, K'bana, I'm just letting you know. Just watch out for Ciroc. I'm gonna make sure I keep the distance between y'all. I don't want no cases. But we gonna have a great show, man. Again, we're just gonna have an awesome time supporting our brother right here, and we're gonna bring him on. But yeah, man, speak more like what you were saying as far as what.
So people... I won't joke. Well, I will, but I'll use myself as an example. I have stolen the way that I format my comedy shows from drag shows. Now, if you've ever been to a competition of a drag show with the prize is like 500 or more, some of the top tier drag queens and kings come out. Some of the women, some of these people are full-time women. I think there's different categories. So don't give me the line. I'm sure K'bana Blaq can, help you decipher what I'm trying to say. But there's different categories, and there's a film category. And when this category happens, the people who's like directing the floor, things get serious. I mean, the people direct, they on it, bam, bam. It's like a pulse that everybody follows. You get up, you do your performance. It's like you do your walk around to show everybody
it's a true talent, because for one, they're entertainers. They can do comedy. They can sing. They can dance. They can do all of the above, and people lose fact on that.
They have to follow that structure of the show. Otherwise, you either won't win or get laughed out the motherfucker. So I took that format of that pulse, that vein that you find in the show, and you ride it out, and you keep everybody on it. And
you know what? I was talking to K'bana earlier before the show. I was watching on Netflix. They had their festival. Netflix is not a joke, or Netflix is a joke festival, and they had different, throughout the week on Netflix, they had different things. Like Bill Burr had a showcase. Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin had all women's. Then they had for Pride Month, they had all comedians that are in the LGBTQ. Wanda Sykes, Margaret Chow. They had a few comedians who were contestants in the RuPaul Drag Race, which we had spoke on before the show, because really RuPaul, that man, for one, he's already a legend, but after his hiatus, when he came back, he started this show RuPaul's Drag Race, and I think after like 10, 13 seasons, I mean, he's like K'bana made it perfectly clear. He's like, this man is the Tyra Banks when it comes to like America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
He's creating careers for others.
But I feel like he's putting more money into their pocket. I watched one of his smaller competitions where the motherfucker who won ended up getting like 10 grand. And it wasn't even the winner of the show. It was just that individual competition.
You started looking at, you started saying, how do I look with heels and some makeup? I know you thought of this inflation and shit going on. Shoot,
it was crazy. And then the winner of the show gets like, you're now world renowned. But RuPaul I don't know. When you in the groove of things, you get fucked up on pronouns. But he told somebody on the show this one thing, and I took it to heart for the rest of my career. You never mess up an opportunity to be on TV. You never mess up an opportunity. You never pass up an opportunity, because even if you don't feel what the message that they pushing, even if you don't feel that message, the people who's watching just might jump ship to you. I'm an infectious being. I know when I'm on a fucking platform, niggas is gonna be like, who's this? You get what I'm saying? And I learned that from RuPaul. Another thing that I stole from the gay. Mainstream stole a lot of shit from the gays. That's all I'm saying. Quote me, make a mean bitch. I mean it.
And you know what's funny? Like, because I'm a news buff. I watch the news that I agree with. I watch news that I don't agree with. I watch the news that I'm in between. And if I watch something that I don't agree with and I see that, like, how can you possibly say that? At the end of the day, I'm like, yo, that's on national TV. I'm like, okay, even if you don't agree with you saying, hey, I got this opportunity, I can always transition, but let me build my base, let me build my audience. Yeah. I mean, that's just me. I mean, it could be a fake.
They are known to do that. They are known to say stuff to trigger people, and then once you get onto their platform like IG, you find out that they don't even. They just said them words to get you over the.
If you haven't saw the movie, it's a movie called Bombshell. It's about an old story involving the past president of Fox. It was during the Me Too movement, sexual allegation, and a lot of the employees that was on there really was like, you can't say that. You work for Fox. You can't. And a lot of liberals, right? A lot of people that are opposing views, but they worked there for many years. They're like, it's the largest, in television and news. I mean, because think about it, Fox is on. You got FX, you got Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports. It's a huge entity, but I'm like. You know what? I see what you're saying. It can be tough, but at the end of the day, it's being versatile. Like, I mean, you just can't be like a one group thing. But I like when you brought that up, because that's exactly what I started thinking of as far as, hey, there's some people that just.
I rock with what you said about watching the other point of view. It's like, how can you grow and be truly successful if you close off all your bridges?
Oh, you can't, man. You have to
raise all your bridges on all avenues except this one black straight. The black straight audience, the 20 to 34 demographic who go to church every morning. Like, you shrunk yourself all because you scared to venture out and be called gay.
And that's what struggles in our society, because everybody's small-minded. Everybody's like, no, I'm not gonna step on that. I'm gonna stay with my lane, and that's it. You don't build yourself if you're in business, you don't build yourself as a businessman, entrepreneur. You don't build yourself in life. As far as at the end of the day, you realize that we live in a universal society. So you cannot be discriminatory against, a nationality, ethnicity, the whether they're gay, straight, whatever. You can't be discriminatory because we live in a universal society. So even though we're like the home of the free or the land of the free, home of the brave, we're really not that free. Okay, so as much as you can say like, I'm living a great life and I'm openly this, nope, because people still say stuff. They talk, they still discriminate. There's people that watch only one, source of news. They will not only
talk, they will deliberately try to slow down your progress of success. Because talk more. So, you're very supportive of Black businesses, right? Very supportive of Black businesses. I hear you talk about it all the time. You even got some of your sponsors. Shout out Ingenious Jen, pay bills. You shout out you show love to a lot of Black-owned businesses. So that could get under certain people's skin. Say like your camera crew.
White businesses, if you want to,
Right. He can feel some type of way about that. He can feel like, no, I feel personally vexed that he only supports or he only talks about Black businesses. I'm not going to help him better this show. You know what I mean? Some people, just because of your light, they'll be like, nah, I'm not with that. He can very well choose that. That's true. I mean, can we blame him if he feels personally vexed? No. But is it wrong? Is it right? Obviously not. It is definitely something wrong with.
Mike's referred me to some great whiskey. I'm just saying,
he's a great person. He doesn't get offended when you say, let's show love to Black community. In fact, he shows love to the Black community. He knows that we don't mean shit on everybody else. Let's just show love to the Black community. Fuck Walmart.
They accepted our offer. They accepted our offer. The rest did it.
Come on now. Where am I supposed to get my vitamins if it's fuck Walmart? The chewables. They the only ones that got strawberry.
The gummies? Do you do the gummies? Just the
I
chewables?
do the gummies.
The gummies, okay. I like the gummies.
Chalk shit.
Yeah.
But
when I was younger, I did the chalk one, the Flintstone ones. Oh my God, I hate them.
You didn't like them? Man, I OD'd.
Especially when I got the grape one, I'm like,
I OD'd on Flintstones. I was on the bathroom floor.
No, y'all over here. Damn, them drug addicts at a young age, damn it.
Rainbow foam all Nigga almost died off vitamin C, bro.
They like Sarah taking a minute in there.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I didn't really care for the chewables. I like the gummies. I for the gummies. But you're absolutely right though, because at the end of the day, like it's just I don't know why it's so hard just to accept people the way they are and just to treat people the way they want to, like the way you want to be treated. Like I still in my mind, like the fact that discrimination exists, I scratched my head. I really scratched my head, and I'm just like,
you low key answered it. I think it's because they don't know how they want to be treated. They don't know themselves.
Wow.
They don't know who they are.
That
so
is
when
heavy.
you
That is heavy.
around a motherfucker who is confidently walking in themselves, it's like,
that is heavy.
how can they do that without feeling shame? Nah, fuck
that is heavy.
Fuck that. I want to wear them thongs too, but I'm too scared. Nah, fuck that.
You always take it somewhere else.
I'm sorry. Did I ruin the message?
I was about to say, you had me, then you said thongs. I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
Arrington, your wife would love if you wore edible thongs.
Probably would. I don't know.
You roll up edible thongs, put it on, my brother, wash first. Dial unscented.
Make sure you neatly shaved.
Yeah, man. She would love it. She would love it. She gonna thank Mrs. Arrington is gonna thank me. I'm gonna see her at the birthday party. Her lips gonna be blue with the fruit roll up.
Look,
Thank you so much for opening his mind.
10-year anniversary. My name is The Rock Fox, y'all. I just had to say a few things. I'm the reason why they still exist. I just want to let you know I made this happen. Oh my gosh. Like we shout out some of our sponsors. I was about to say, I don't want to forget. We shout out Ingenious Gin, Black-owned, veteran-owned, Rose Gold Gin, of course. You know, Reggie, Lawrence, man, they got it going on with Ingenious Gin. It's smooth as I don't know what, of course.
Shout out Lawrence. Reggie don't follow me, so I don't like him. No
Okay. Reggie, you need to hurry up and follow.
You don't follow me on IG.
We're not gonna shout you out if you don't follow.
Here you go.
Shoe Crazy Wine, based out in Richmond, Virginia.
Very nice. Partially nude.
That's right. Seven different flavors when it comes to wine for them. Whether if you're dark, red, white, hey, they got everything you want, and they're stepping out into the spirit with the moonshine, bourbon, and vodka.
Crazy. Do they have like a website or something?
They do. Please. ShoeCrazyWine.com. Of course, you can go to all their socials and Walmart, Target, all like really every store that has wine, you're gonna see Shoe Crazy. Trust me, you're gonna see Shoe Crazy. So they are everywhere. They are everywhere. Same as for Ingenious Gin, ingeniousgin.com or on their socials. And then of course Dapperloo Collection. You know, you guys keep it fresh. You gotta keep it fresh. So Dapperloo custom suits for men and women. You can go to dapperloocollection.com.
I wonder if he's following the hoochie daddy craze, because you can't wear suits in July.
You never know.
I gotta find.
A sale's a sale.
I'm gonna DM him.
Yeah.
You in hoochie daddy shorts? Go ahead, finish.
I want some. I got some cheetah print ones right now, but I really know. So we are going to move on to our very special guest, Mr. K'bana Blaq, entertainer and author of Letters from a Drag Queen. We bring to you, ladies and gents, Mr. K'bana Blaq. Come on, look at that girl.
I'm a master of my mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. This is the only chair I'll volunteer to sit in. Spinning and spinning. Each loop past the mirror, I see a better me in true destiny. Confidence is key, so these 2 week cleanups won't be memories. Hey, barber, do you think it's possible to reshape the temple that holds my thoughts? Shape up in the hub makes me bold my walk, cause sometimes a lineup could be your savior. Do you think it's ironic that I can monetize my work when I stick to the master plan and get my taper? No more thoughts of getting burned by the system, and this new product doesn't burn my taper. Thank you. Let's normalize uncovering our bodies from that sheet, and we look stunning when it comes off, cause we are masters of our mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. Each cut allows more and more room to grow.
Dreams should make the difference.
What's going on, brother? What's going on, brother? Welcome. As he gets adjusted with the mic, we're just gonna, of course.
You know he respects you because he put lotion on his.
There we go. I mean, they shining too. They shining.
But first of all,
That's
I'm
my
naturally oily.
That man said I save a lot of money. I'm not getting lotion.
Well, let's not get that twisted. I stay oily.
And people that are watching, it is hot as hell. So yeah, I know I'm gonna start shining pretty.
And you can wear a suit with shorts.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
As he shows style.
Clap it up for the thigh.
Don't do it.
Clap it up for the shorts.
Don't do it. Okay, all right.
Well, look, I want to read a little bit about you before I really get into deep things. So I want to say perhaps one of the most prolific songwriters and creators, music video artists in the 757, known to many as one of the three dynamic upfront singers in the award-winning R&B group, the Fuzz Band. K'bana has also indulged fans with several single track and album releases. His popular songs included Pour Me Out, A Blessing, Love Over Hate, and Let Them Go. Like I said, this man has opened up for people like Erykah Badu, CeeLo Green, Elle Varner, shout out to Elle Varner, Raheem Devon, for some 20 years. Many in Hampton Roads has experienced K'bana Blaq as one of the most charismatic upfront singers in the Fuzz Band. His fashion sense, dance moves, and vocal talent keeps crowds captivating. So again, we are truly, truly honored to bring to you again, it's K'bana Blaq.
Thank you.
Was that good? I had some more, but I'm like,
that was great. I'm
you want
like,
to keep going?
Who's that? That's great. Like, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, look, my friend, I'm so honored to have you on. And of course, I bring the book up.
Show my favorite picture.
Oh, there you go. Show it.
Let me guess. I feel like your spirit is the street queen.
You don't know me.
I do. I do. That's the street queen.
It's that
Look at this. Look at
like
this.
that ratchet energy and them boots. Yes, I see you.
Run your credit down. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
I knew it. That's it right there. I mean, I love it. That way.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, look. Again, honored to have you on, and what I read, I mean, doesn't define your career. I will say this. I mean, when I first met you, man, truly humble. I was new. I was just like, hey, look, this is my first time, man. You talking to me like I'm a star, so I'm like, hey, I'm just opening up, and again, just that ounce of humbleness. I'm like, man, got to keep in contact with this gentleman. Got to keep in contact. And again, after 5 years, I'm like, well, I've always kind of
sing or what? How
yeah. So it was in Hampton. It was during the Hampton Jazz Fest. It was the very first vending show I've ever done, and that's when I first met. Like I said,
they don't do the Hampton Jazz Festival no more, do they?
They do, but as far as like
COVID
outside,
knock some things out.
That is true. That is true. And they don't do as far as outside events because really it's like the Hampton Jazz Fest is only at the Hampton Coliseum and that's it. But like how we had Juneteenth. they had in Pride Month, everybody had their own different festivals. Which you had hosted the one out in Portsmouth, which was very large, very major, very major.
Successful. It was beautiful.
I think Black Street performed.
Mm-hmm.
Black Street performed out there too. So we get headliners at Hampton Roads. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir. Shout out to Hampton Roads. But yeah, the Hampton Jazz Fest is normally at the Hampton Coliseum, but this time they had like an outside event going on in Hampton, downtown Hampton, and I'm over here just trying to hey, still kind of nervous and stuff, but K'bana was just great dude, humble. And tell him like, man, this man's swag game is, dressed to a T and everything. And then, you see his career grow. And this man is headlining freaking concert, opening for Erykah Badu, opening for CeeLo Green over in Port. No,
that was
at Newark. That was with the Fuzz Band. But like I said, I'm grateful, but the spirit of excellence is the most important thing.
So with music, when did it all start for you? What age did just the love of music start for you?
Well, I've always loved music. My household, my dad, my mom, we had George Benson, Al Jarreau, Betty Wright, Shirley Caesar, all those things running in the house. But I always wanted to be a dancer, not a singer. It wasn't until like at 7 years old, at church, and I didn't know what was going on, but the responses from the people, I was drawn to it. I'm an empath. I love making people feel good about being human. I can describe that now because of who I am now, but back then I just didn't have it. But I went on the journey for the dancing, and then I went to high school, and then got out of high school the last year, senior year, decided to sing a song, and that same response happened with the crowd. And I was like, you know what? Well, maybe there's something here. And then from that point on, I went on the journey of being an artist. And then once I collaborated with the Fuzz Band and became a family, that is when my whole world opened up as far as an artist.
So the Fuzz Band, like how many years has the Fuzz Band been in existence?
Oh my God, 15 plus.
15 plus, 15 plus. And that's also a milestone because let's be real, some mainstream bands, they last like 5 years and they're like,
some of them last 5 days.
5 days.
Especially now.
I'm gonna go solo, y'all ain't nothing without me.
Right.
I need to lead this. But what you bring to Hampton Roads, what you bring just to this world is, great music. How I would describe, I read R&B, but you really have, a more versatile, genre when it comes to music. What is your genre that you, say like, hey, this is me right here. This is the genre I can say like I'm all about.
Is it one that you would single in on?
I'm not really one with titles now, but I would say alternative soul because I will always love soul. I will always love R&B. I will always love gospel. But I'm a rock boy. I'm a go-go boy. I'm a heavy metal boy. So I'm just like, I'm an opera boy. So I like music to be music. It should be an expression. I think a lot of the artists, we're here for trend, so you're not going to take risks.
Let's talk more.
So if you're here for trend, you're not going to take risks. You're going to allow yourself to fall into a line so that you can make your money, you can pay your rent and your bills. But I've been full-time for over 10 years. So I wake up hungry. I wake up thirsty. I wake up with the need to want to be what I'm supposed to be. So I'm not going to be broke.
I'm happy you brought that up because like Ciroc, I always like to talk with you and the fellas about like, I'm a big fan of R&B and I'm like, look, 90s R&B hands down is always going to be above current R&B singers.
That's top tier, right?
Yeah, current R&B singers. And it's just...
You can't really make a baby to 2022 R&B. It's hard. It's hard. 2022 R&B.
What's in here?
You got to like,
what's in there?
Well, because it's, I feel as though all singers, for some damn reason, they always cater to hip hop, at least for R&B. They always come out like, hey, I'm a singer, but I could also rap.
Like so they're scared to be sensual and they're trying to be hard, but you're a singer. So
Thank you. Like,
yeah.
Well, you got to blame Drake and Future. You know what I'm saying? They brought in rappers, singing. That phase, it really brought in this new type of thing. And Future, they're great at it. Drake, you're great at it. But like I said before, why I love Toni Braxton is because no one sounds like Toni Braxton. You have to take the risk on who you are. And when you take the risk on who you are, you become famous.
What about Chris Brown? Because
Amazing.
I was about to say Chris Brown is dangerous, but Chris Brown has stepped into that field of like, I'm not just gonna sing, but I'm gonna be more pop.
But he does
But
it
he
his
was
way.
always open about it.
Yeah,
though. Chris Brown was always open
Yeah.
about the fact that he can paint, he can be athletic, he can rap, he can, act. He was always like, that's how they packaged him.
Got you.
So he does it though. But he does it. When he raps, he spits. Like, it ain't like halfway. And when he sings, he sings.
Like, why is he doing that?
Tory Lanez is another one. I know people are not really fans of him right now. That's why I heard that say. That's why I heard that say.
Look, leave me hang. I want
I ain't seen the hand. I was so caught up in that. All right,
they don't keep that on film.
But in parentheses, he does rap and sing.
Yes,
and quite well.
Just like is it Bryson Tiller?
Well.
Isn't Bryson Tiller like
I wouldn't say quite well. I would say that he produces himself quite well.
Well, what about Bryson Tiller? Because I always get them mixed up as far as like voices.
I don't count him as a rap. I feel like when he does do that flow, it's like a fast poem. And I know that's what's the difference. But it's more like a fast.
Because it's so many, and I'm talking like it's like we're musicians, but I get it as fans. Thank you. Just as fans of the genre, like I'm thinking of like current guys like Vivian. I'm thinking like The Weeknd. I can't get with The Weeknd because I feel like he's talented. Don't get me wrong, but he's unique. He brings his own sound.
He brings the influence of someone that was influenced by Michael Jackson. The art of being an artist from his videos. Like some people, it's not just about the singing. It is really completely about the package. And that's why he's more global because of what he was influenced by. I believe whatever you're influenced by is actually what you become.
You put down a shirt. That's real deep.
I'm heavily influenced by Cherokee the ass.
What?
Yeah, she motivates me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Cherokee the ass.
I'm sure. Who's that?
She's a porn star.
Okay. Cause I wanted that on camera.
Cherokee.
No. Yeah. I knew who that was. I just wanted to. I want you to know what he's. You Google it. I wanted to. That's P. Yeah, Cherokee motivates me. So I don't know. I don't know.
But
you take it. I can zoom over into the deep end of the pool. I'm saying in just basic.
I feel you.
That's what the rock is here for. That's what he's here for.
Yeah, not in that, but just in consistency. The things that, as corny as it sounds, one line from Sister Act 2, I'm a big Whoopi Goldberg fan. But she said, if you go to sleep and you wake up thinking about the same thing, hold it. Cause y'all hold it. It was hold that.
What are you saying?
But you wake up and you think about the same thing. What's going to happen? It's going to play on repeat, and it's going to motivate you. And a lot of people don't realize. I gotta be careful with you. I gotta be careful with you. But a lot of things people realize
it's a minefield.
Whatever you go down with in your sleep, you come up with in your reality.
I want to ask a question.
Absolutely.
Let's zero in on you. We asked
on
about
me.
let's zero in on you.
Yes.
You seem to have a lot of wisdom for a person of your age. All right. Now, where does that particular, as a matter of fact, just to put an example, we were talking before the show, and you really dropped some, I've been in the game for myself 12, 13 years. So, and you still, from that brief conversation, gave me some things that I'm really going to internalize and put forth in my future business plans. Okay. So how did you get so wise? Like, do you have a mentor? Is it just failures that you remember and won't do again? Like, how did you get to that level of comfortableness in this entertainment industry?
Like I told you before, I'm intentional. I'm a thinker, because I think that it's important for you to hear when you talk. A lot of people, they talk just to be talking. They don't really hear people, and they definitely don't listen to themselves. So for me, it's all of those things. It's kind of like, there's lots of failures. There's been plenty of mentors and situations, but what I'm about to say, y'all have caught me in a great place. It's called honesty. Like, I'm in the greatest place I've
Can
ever
we clap
been.
it up for honesty?
Yeah, yeah.
Honesty. Clap it up for honesty.
I'm not there yet. I'm
Right. Because honesty, literally, it brings peace. Like,
Yeah.
it brings a different type of peace. And for me, is because I had to become the prostitute that most artists have to be. Prostitution in our art form is really real. The only reason I can talk the way I can talk is because I've done gigs that I should have got paid for. I've been disrespected in places that I should have been respected for. I've flown out to out-of-state places with no money in my pocket, but I still needed to go there. I take the risks that are needed and build things. Even with my show that's going on the 16th, no one's helping, but all of it has to get done. The only way to me that you literally become great is you throw yourself in a place that you fear the most. And that's just life. That's just life. The more that I throw myself out there, the more that I'm uncomfortable, the more risks that I take. I'm frustrated, I'm crying at night and all these kind of things. But after it's done, it's like, yeah. Like I did it, you know, like I did it. Like it's a proud moment when you know that you don't have the means, but you have the gift.
Yeah. Ooh, I've been there. Ooh, ain't nothing worse than being funny and broke.
You gotta say it. If I drank, I would have drunk it at. I take from this empty bottle. Like,
but I gotta step into that because you said something that really stuck with me as far as stepping into something like stepping into your fears.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, you are openly gay.
Yes.
You have come out with a great book called Letters of a Drag Queen. Letters from a Drag Queen, excuse me. Letters from a Drag Queen. And one thing that I want to, you know, inform people on this show is the fact that, hey, we're trying to build the bridge between the straight Black man community, right, and the LGBTQ, because you know you have two folds. You're African American and you're also openly gay, which is scary. I mean, let's
it's rough.
It's rough.
There's already a download bridge built to that community, so I don't understand why we play like it ain't.
Look, real talk, you know, it's a very loaded subject. Like I always say, religion, politics, sex, and sexuality. Two different things. Sex, sexuality, all are loaded conversations. And to be a gay man that is Black, it's intense. But the thing about it is you learn your lessons of betrayal from your friends. You learn your lessons of truth from your family. You learn your lessons of dishonesty from your supporters. It is only strangers that will show you what support looks like. It is only people that catch you off by surprise that will pay your bills. And it's only those that you will only meet once in a lifetime that will be your angel on earth. Like, I literally cannot say it better. And a lot of people that may even look at this interview will be like, I hope he ain't talking about me. I just supported and gave him $50. Did it on that cash app. That was me. But the thing for me is, and to be real with you, I didn't experience, like I have family. I have my cousin, Michael and Curtis. I have some cousins that are special to me and I have people in the band that love me, but I didn't experience true Black male brotherhood. And it's funny, when I met you, I connected with another gentleman named Jay Ortiz, Low Scar Creations. For 5 years, I've learned how to have a brotherhood with a straight male, and it's been powerful. It has shown me the complete difference of what's missing and what's the fear and stuff like that. So, you know, you got family and you got friends, but to have brotherhood with someone that you don't know, it's hard in our community because there's so many
I'm confused. I don't get that. I don't
scary things that happen.
Why though? Like,
thank you. That's my.
So everyone just everybody has a gay cousin named such and such. You know what I mean? Everybody got a gay cousin named Tony.
And if they didn't come out, you knew.
Right. You knew. So that's why I don't understand why is it so hard for you to come across.
Because it's
people who genuinely be like, that's a cool dude. You know what I mean?
I'm a cool dude until I do this. I'm a cool dude until you yourself, and I, you know, there's no blame here because I feel that we're taught everything. I'm a cool dude until your woman questions, why are you with him? Because see, the thing about, for me, this is just for me personally, around the room, everybody. I am a giver.
Yeah.
And I give like 200% of support. Women, men, it doesn't matter. Most women, I'll give you a little lesson. Most women want security. Most men want support. They battle on that. As a gay male, I've carried those well. So when I become friends with a straight male, a lot of times I have to deal with the female getting insecure because she's seeing me support her man in a way that she knows that she should, but she's not interested in doing so. Vice versa, I've been around a girl and her man gets upset because then he sees me giving her a certain amount of security and how she should feel about the way she looks, because he don't really want to play into that, because there's a thing of I want to keep her under lock and key. The gay generation and the gay community and the rainbow community, we are the misfits of rejection. When something to me is rejected, it begins to learn what is the cool things that why people want to operate on. And then we master it. Not knowingly all along, all you have to do is really, we're just trying to love each other. Mm-hmm. And so it's very hard when you're taught something is wrong. Men are not even, they're just taught not to be emotional, like not to cry, not to do stuff, and not to feel. So it's so many layers. And I was thinking to myself when I got here, like, I want to be very mindful of my expression, because when people watch you, that's your moment. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to understand it is a dialogue that is missing. See, y'all are willing. When you're willing, anything can happen. When you're hesitant, it's a...
Well, not just willing. Like I told, when I was talking to you before, I'm like, I'm a man that doesn't give a fuck. I really don't care about other people's thoughts.
I was gonna ask you, like, were you? Since I met your mom, you know, were you raised to be like hyper masculine? Is that the word? Like to not feel. I
was raised to, again, treat others the way you want to be treated, respect others. My mother is a New Yorker. She's from Jamaica, Queens. Jamaica, Queens has multiple ethnicities, multiple nationalities. Everybody is in New York. Yeah. So again, I'm grateful for my parents, you know, for teaching me that, because at the end of the day, they were just great people. They were good people. Like my mother, shout out to moms. She's been a real estate broker for about 34, 35 years. She's had clients from multimillionaires to, you know, in the inner city that couldn't afford much. At the end of the day, everybody needs a roof over their head. Nobody should ever think that they're above anybody. And that's just how I was raised. I'm like, you're a human being like I'm a human being. I'm not better than you like you're better than me. That's just how I was raised. So I was always comfortable having multiple friends, people, you know, wow, did you get that? Did you get that? Fine. No,
I just said I was the responsible one.
but truly, I was never to that level. But, you know, I've talked with K'bana as far as, like, you know, having fears. Like, my fears are, you know, like speaking in public. And the main reason why I have a fear of speaking in public in front of crowds is because I think of what they're thinking of me when I'm speaking. Mm-hmm. So if I see a expression like, what is he talking about? I panic. Or if I just think of ahead of time, like, they're gonna hate me, they're not gonna do this, I panic. So that's where my fear comes from, but it's from thinking about what other people think. But at the end of the day, the older I get, I need to start telling myself, I don't give a shit what you think. I really don't care what you think, because who are you? I mean, you ain't God. You're not, you're nobody above me. So that's how I consider it. And I always, keep on telling myself, don't care what others think, because we live in a social media world where, hey, we see an IG model on here. That's the way the body's supposed to look. I got to look like that. Or if we see, a fitness dude, okay, I got to have 6-pack. I got to have a 6-pack. I got to be 6'5". I got to be, muscular. I got to have this image, because if I don't have that image, am I going to get attention? Am I going to get, opportunities? Am I going to get, recognition? So that's just the world we live in.
I've been through it, brother. Shout out to all the small built men out here.
Come on, Slim Thick.
Slim Thick. Our bodies are small, but our spirit and dick is big.
Wow.
We out here.
Well.
We packing.
Wow.
We gonna move. That was a lot. I'm sorry. We were really getting a deep, good conversation. We just ruined it.
So I have a question for.
Wow.
Yes, please.
I have a question.
Yes.
All right, so you gave this person, or is it a character or person? How
Vivian Deveraux
So
Valentine.
we talked about
Vivian.
where it was inspired from, where it came from. You know, what was your mother?
Nope.
What was it, grandmother?
You was drinking?
I got it. I got notes. Okay.
You been drinking? Because that's
Wait,
not it.
hold on.
The street.
Hold on. I got the notes.
Which one is the good one?
I got the notes. Okay.
Help me.
Okay.
Letters from a Drag Queen is K'bana Blaq's coming out story done creatively.
Okay.
This pictorial book showcases K'bana as Vivian Valentine. Vivian Valentine gives an amazing tribute to the wonderful influences that K'bana has seen in drag queens, plus iconic women of distinction. Influences like, but not limited to, RuPaul, Diane Carroll, Miss Fam, Diana Ross, Brooklyn Lynn Heights, Grace Jones, legendary Whitney Houston. I'll just stop right there.
Yeah, and Vivian would be, if I had a daughter, I would name her Vivian, because I feel like whatever you name a thing, it becomes. And Vivian is very, when you hear it, it like makes you sit up. I wanted something chic and sassy. Deveraux.
That's not what I think of when I hear Vivian.
What you hear when you hear Vivian?
When I hear Vivian, I think if I hit it right, I could get a Jeep.
But see, the Vivian that look, the Vivian.
Why Jeep?
The Vivian that you and me, she'll be like, no ma'am, no sir. If you hit it right, you get a Jeep. She's like, nah, that ain't gonna work. You gotta have a good bank account. You gonna get a Jeep.
So my question goes to, so your idea of her fashion.
Right.
That's what we're going.
Global.
That's what I was going to. Because your fashion now, this is dope. You got the shorts, the suit, but still you got the summer shirt. That's fly.
Well, this is because I'm being myself.
Fashion?
Her fashion, and she's an icon. It's whatever she wants to do. But I've been influenced by Mahogany Diana Ross from Prada. I love fashion. And so the book is just to show you different sides. That's why I say glam, and then I say street queen, and then I say power with the Afro power, you know, just to show that there are different facets and you shouldn't lock me into anything. You should always expect the unexpected with Vivian Valentine.
Do you feel at a disadvantage because you're a male that it's harder to keep up with the women's fashion? Like, do you feel like you're a step behind, or?
I'm always ahead.
Oof.
Like, no, I mean, and that's the thing about it is, this is what I love.
Been drinking.
Like this is what I love to do, you know, and just like you were shouting and saying about, you know, influences, how they come to our community for things. And in our community, fashion is big, you know, but as a child, I've loved, you know, fashion design and art and all those kind of things. So for me, I want mainly the goal for K'bana is I started doing drag 7 months ago. So I'm still new at this. And I did it because, unfortunately for me, a friend of mine died of COVID. It had nothing to relate to it, but this person woke me up to say, like, you're not, you know, are you living? Are you really living, you know, K'bana? And so I went down a wish list, and it was one of the things, and that was the year before I decided to do a photo shoot. I did it. And I was like, well, this is too much for Facebook. You know what? I'll just put it away. But I did it. Then I end up going to a drag show for a friend, went again. And the third time I was like, you know, for some reason I want to do it. Think of that list. Just do it. The night that I did it, October 27, 2022, because I don't remember dates. After my mom died, I stopped celebrating Christmas. I stopped celebrating birthdays. It was gone.
Yeah.
I remembered, wow, what is this freedom that I'm feeling? So I did it again, because when you get something that makes you hungry, you go, like, let me try one more time.
One more hit.
And so I did it one more time, and then I realized my sexuality has a playground now. It can go on the swing, it can go on the merry-go-round. Through Vivian, I can escape, because as K'bana Blaq, I am a community leader, I'm a teacher, people look up to me, so they treat me like a Black male Ellen DeGeneres. And you already know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a powerful block.
Still.
But it's still a block.
Yeah.
She ain't no block.
That's dope.
She just can And so when I started that, I started losing friends. I got so many calls of people saying, you want to become a woman.
But you also said that sometimes she get more attention.
Yes.
Than what K'bana would get.
I never got DMs. The next day after Vivian, I got DMs and a
Well,
flesh.
you saw Sirach's reaction.
I had DMs.
I would have slid.
Like a flesh kind.
Sirach's wife right now, like, why
even,
you phone? Mind your business.
You know what's crazy? I even got a marriage proposal like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I wouldn't have did that.
I was like, what the? But this is crazy. But you know, but this is the thing. Fantasy is crazy. Like you know, as I get more and you see the videos, because now there's videos of me and stuff.
I'm gonna watch them later.
I'm sure you are. And you might change your mind. You might change your mind.
Hey, look.
You might be like, yeah, no, hey.
Is there OnlyFans for Vivian Deveraux? I'm just saying, no.
But I will say this, like, it is different. And I found myself getting kind of jealous. Like, what is the difference? But people love to escape.
Yeah.
And so I provide something that I could not provide. And then I had the biggest epiphany of my life, which I shared with you before.
Right.
You know, I've been wanting to be, quote, famous and do all the things. And like I said, I've been to California, traveled. But the thing is this, when you run away from something that you don't think is what you want for yourself, but it's so evident that it's in your face, it could be the very thing that's supposed to make you famous. And you could be stopping yourself.
Right.
And so this is my doorway to the industry that I've always wanted to be in. It's not what I wanted to do, but you know, Tyler Perry has done it with Medea. Mm-hmm. RuPaul has done it with RuPaul. Well, you know what I'm saying? Because now RuPaul is walking around bald headed and just chilling.
Well, and like you said, Vivian is an entertainer. She's her entertaining kind. So it's no different from, like us, you know, you said Tyler Perry and Medea. Mm-hmm. Well, Martin's done many other characters, but
Shanae was a big.
It's all coming from the same bottle.
It's all coming from the same bottle. It's coming from the same bottle.
It's coming rose gold.
It's coming from the same.
No matter what glass you pour it in.
But that's the funny thing is, now think about that. It's funny to me. It's like it's all coming from the same bottle, but all of us are refusing to drink from ourselves. Like we're not drinking from us. Like that's crazy. That's why I said this part of me is, I'm so excited because I didn't realize how afraid I was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how fearful I was of things until I started doing drag.
So we went into drag before I asked the question, because again, I want to help bridge the gap when it comes to the LGBT. At what age, or you know, as far as coming out, right? Mm-hmm. When did you know it was the right time to, and when did you know personally that, you know what, this is who I am?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
Hey, Emmy, not Emmy, but you know, I try to get my good journals, you know, right here and there. You know what I mean? I do my homework.
Well, you know, to be honest, you know, I was fortunate to be raised overseas because my dad was in the military. So I had a different upbringing, but it's kind of interesting. I came from, you know, London, England to 723 Taylor Avenue down in Activista, Newport News, where you can't go no more where the water and the bricks are. You know, like it was hood, you know, so it was a different wake up call. I got, remember the second day I got to Newport News, you know, I was playing soccer and we was, you know, we don't do cookies. I was like, you know, you want some biscuits? And they was like biscuits? Like, what do you mean? Like, and then I got beat up. Wow. I got jumped. Wow. And I'm gonna be honest, I never knew I was gay until everybody told me I was gay. See, that is the difference for me, is that I didn't know. I was, you know, of course you play in the shoes and, you know, I got the shirt on my head, act like it's hair, but it's just me playing.
So that's a tough answer. I didn't mean to cut you off, but like mine's going off right now. So I think of D Wade and Gabrielle Union, right? Dwayne Wade's daughter, who has come out saying that, hey, I was born a boy, but I'm transitioning to a female at the age of like 8 years old. So at a young age, are you saying, well, not are you saying, but what, in my opinion, I feel as though that 16 to 18 is probably the age where it's like, okay, your brain is fully like, you know exactly what direction you want to go to. At that young age, 6 years old, I feel like you're still forming, right? So do you think parents and like his, a product of their environment is like saying, okay,
the decision be swayed.
Exactly, because it's
the age.
Yes.
So you have the question at 8, and then your parents just gung ho.
Exactly. That, because I mean, it's just, and again, I'm not criticizing. You know, I'm no parent. I'm not criticizing D Wade and Gabrielle Union. They're awesome people. They're great parents. Beautiful family. But at the end of the day, it's like at that age, I mean, I remember when I was like freaking 7, 8 years old, I wanted to be working with dinosaurs. Hell no, do I think I want to work with them? But it's just everything changes, drastically every period.
I think, and this is from the outside looking in of that community, I think that even if they would have delayed the decision to support, he still would have been playing in them dresses. He still would have been dressing up. He still would have been practicing his makeup. Everything still would have happened. It just would have been in the closet.
I got you.
Waiting patiently for him to hit of age, for him to come. You know what I mean?
True.
I still think the same results would have happened. Now, he would have been less confident, feel less supported, maybe feel a little bit more lonely, but the same results of who she now is would have happened.
But see, this is the thing. And this is only me saying this as a teacher, being a preschool teacher. I learned a big lesson. The reason why I chose to be a preschool teacher is because that's the beginning of wisdom. We are the first parents a lot of times. We spend 8 hours a day with these kids. And if you take away the fact, say, that we were not teaching them, parents have to teach and educate their children. Wisdom is not something that is instant. It is a roll into something. And I feel for me, and this is the standout, because the people can be like, he talking like that and he gay, because a lot of times, and I'm gonna say this, it's just like in a Black community, the white community, any clique or whatever, even in the LGBT community, IA, all these letters, I'm gonna say that too. I respect the whole letters, I say the rainbow community, but at the end of the day, I'm very simple. It's what I choose. For me, I think that parents have to give their children the opportunity to learn how to live. The first thing is, being closeted is a terrible thing. Allow the child to be openly gay in your home and before you, so that the child can learn how to be openly gay first. Because it's layers to everything. I keep saying there's layers to, this mental thing that we're dealing with. Yeah. It's not because one thing is hurting your mind. It's several things hurting your mind. So in the beginning, they're allowing their child to walk as a gay individual. Then they go through the process of what that means to them. You can always still have the desire to change, become whatever you want to do. But I feel like around 16 and 17 and 18, you give yourself more of an authority in your head. So that's my concern. Because what if by chance at 16 they decide they don't like that? Because and I mean anything can happen. I've seen people that are straight get in relationships with men or women and be gay for 3 months and go back, and I was like, oh, so you're bisexual. like they'll say, no, I'm straight. No, you're not. I mean, because once you entertain it and once you do it, that means you put yourself in a place of it. But we are caught up in titles, so that's why I try to remove myself and just kind of give people the experience. Like, let your children, let yourself grow. I mean, think about this. I just told y'all I didn't realize how fearful and afraid I was until I did this. And I'm well into my age, so it's like, yes.
And been in the industry, 20
years? Yeah, so it's a different thing. So I don't disagree with people in their parenting. I don't disagree with people in their rights, but I do want people to understand, like, are you taking the journey or are you just rushing it? Are you having sex or are you making love? Whew. It's a thing for me. I'm old school. Dating is it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You want to hit it. But you want to hit it, you got to earn it to get it. Like, there's a difference. It's just, it is. And I sometimes people make things churchy, or you too stiff, or you do this. Watch yourself.
I was behaving for at least 15 minutes.
I felt it bubbling. I felt it bubbling. Like, ooh, I want this. But I just feel like the art of, it's like the art of
entertainer. Like I said, entertainer.
The art of foreplay. Ain't nothing like it.
All it takes for me is 5 jokes. You better be careful.
All it takes for me is 5 drinks. You got me. I'm not fighting. But you know what? But for real though, because like, what can the Black community, what can we do to help bridge the gap again between the two? Because what you're speaking is all facts, and I mean, it's great stuff that we're having a great conversation. But what can we do to help bridge the gap between the two? Because at the end of the day, I see, like when you said, if one guy, if a say straight guy tries out and says, I'm just bisexual. Really, in the straight community, we like, ain't no such thing as bisexual man.
Yeah, they really don't do that. They're like, you ain't bisexual.
You ain't bisexual.
No, you straight gay.
No, you straight gay.
Like, you gay.
You straight gay.
It's
no,
you know who watched this episode? As soon as I turned to this page, and I was like, yeah, I'll be in the DM.
Hey,
Gay! By damn thee! Gay!
But seriously, I was having a conversation during Hampton Roads. They have what they call men's fashion week, right? And one of the co-creators of it is Ron Clark. Ron's a great dude. Ron Cook. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
At least you corrected it. I just let him go. Sorry. Let him go.
Like I said, 5 drinks, you got me. Ron Cook is great dude. And I had during Dominique Lund's Hair Emotion Fashion Expo over in Hair Expo over in Chesapeake. And I was talking the longest with Ron, and I'm just like, Ron told me, like, you just talk with me, guys walking by, they're gonna think you're like, I'm like, I don't care what they say, I'm having a great conversation with you. But again, it's just the whole thing, like, the assumption, judging a book by, he's talking, no, like you said, you reading this book, gay. I mean, it's just, why?
You have to break it's just like anything, you have to break the trend and create a trend. Yeah. This is why I came to the show, is because I know it's important for people to see this. Mm-hmm. You're considered by stereotype the man's man, the look, the feel, the beard. So it allows
you look manly.
He does, doesn't he?
Rugged as a beard care.
And allows
if he was a little bit taller.
Rugged as a new smooth. Fuck you. Rugged as a new smooth.
I'm not doing this with you. No, he doing manly and
the rug always come for me. I just take it. I look at it as that is true. I look at it as an honor.
He was having a jealous moment. That's what it was. That's what it was. But I can't. But the stereotype right here, it pulls people.
So I sell out arenas. I still don't sell out arenas yet. So don't trust me. It wasn't a jealous moment. So I talking shit.
But no, I think once we show this, like, camaraderie and just the idea of, making people understand, it gets back to humanity. Like we're human first. Mm-hmm. Like I think God, like honestly, I look at what kids are raised with. I was raised with The Wiz, Sound of Music, like the art of getting Family Ties, Sanford and Son. Like the shows were shows. TV is so immersed with fake reality, because fake reality is a lot of violence. There's that much violence. People think there is a lot of violence. It is a lot of violence, but to the degree of what is being shown, it is pushed at a popular level that we, like Zeus, whom I don't like.
F Zeus. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm putting all my truths out there. Zeus has shown exactly how you prostitute black people.
It's straight trash, because at the end of the day, and I spoke to you, I don't like Love and Hip Hop. I don't like any of the franchises. Mm-hmm. I think that, you have great performers, great entertainers that made a career from, maybe they might have been one hit wonder, but now they're making a career out of themselves, fighting all the time.
It's billions of dollars.
It is, but it's
Andy Cohen. All of these are making millions and billions of dollars. But we just have to, when you show the world what else is popular, like for me, I couldn't have done this like 5 years ago. But now, in the midst of what's going on, it's a surge. You got to pay attention to change. Mm-hmm. You got to pay attention to what the shift is. And I think that's the thing. I think we need to now, because we're at a level of a certain kind of understanding, straight black men that feel comfortable enough and want to see that change, they need to befriend the gay community in a way that's comfortable for them. Because I'm not going to say that there are not men out here pursuing straight men and pursuing it the wrong way. They're out here, but I'm just saying.
The OnlyFans, I help a lot of models, monetize their content. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I have a lot of people not only, make a few bucks, but actually change their life and get in this entertainment industry and fund it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And from what they've been teaching me, it's more straight hood type dudes in their DMs than any amount of gay or whatever you want to label someone.
Wow.
Who openly walks in that path. It's so many down low brothers out here. It's crazy. So many.
Well, again, they're down low because they don't want to think what other people are going to think.
They're so scared.
Mm-hmm.
They're so scared. That's why I openly Yahtzee. I openly identify. I have a joke out there that says I openly identify as a pansexual male. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want someone's label to interfere with my happiness.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you identify yourself as a tree, if you a bad bitch, I'm fucking trees. So it's just, I don't care what you call
You're
yourself.
in the fall,
I like
spring.
I don't even know what to do with him. I don't know what he's gonna say, but I appreciate
Funny,
that.
Sexy, Cool coming out this summer. That's my stand-up comedian now.
Right.
But and I'm also a person who will loudly say that I believe that transsexual women will be mainstream hottest revenue in the next 5 years.
They are right now.
They are right now.
It definitely, there is a true shift, but we do it all the time, just like hip hop, because hip hop is still young. Just like pop music, anything that brings a cultural shift, it changes, and becomes a phenomenon. Like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Elvis Presley, those are phenomena in a single entity. Even Beyonce, that's a phenomenon. But I feel like now we're doing like cultural phenomena. And I feel like right now, and I'm gonna be honest, I think because people are hungry to be sexually free, they're gravitating to our community now. But they don't realize that being gay is not all about sex. It's not. Right. We make it like it's the whole thing is about. But
to a person who's been in that sexual prison for so long,
that's what it's all about for them.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So therefore it becomes popular, and we, once again, to answer your question, why the community is so hesitant, because then we start to feel prostituted instead of recognized. You know what I mean? So you want to be recognized and you want to have value.
Those models, if I reached out to you, it wasn't because I was trying to exploit you. It wasn't. It's because I believe in your art. Return the damn DM.
But then you said return like a pimp.
No, I mean reply. Reply to the DM.
The word sounds better. Reply, return.
Put some sugar on that. Okay? Kiss it a little bit.
Well, look, one question I want to ask, and it's you can call it outdated. I don't care. When Dave Chappelle had his special, The Closer, right? When Dave Chappelle had his special, The Closer, did you find that offensive by any chance? Or did you watch it for one? Let me ask you.
I did watch it.
You did watch it, okay.
I cannot, this is once again, don't watch somebody you already know what they're going to bring.
Ooh.
You already...
Please talk more. Please.
Because my favorite...
It makes sense. Why
my favorite comedian is Richard Pryor. The best of the best.
Richard Heavy.
And Richard Pryor is the best of the best.
The king.
Because he said what he said, and that was it. Just like Nene Leakes, I said what it's just, it is what it is. Whatever a person is presenting, a lot of times we get offended, but you came to the concert. Don't go places that you're not welcome. Don't go places that you're not invited to party. And I'm not saying like be rude or, people say things that are disrespectful, but I feel like we're getting too sensitive. And because of our sensitivity, we're actually blocking our own way. That when we want to be free and when we want to be expressive, someone can come in and say, well, we don't like the fact that, he was wearing those heels. It offended my children and my kids and my life. Because the person I get offended by is Bootsy. Boozy.
Little Bootsy.
Uzi.
Damn, that's one of my favorite rappers.
Buckethead, what's his name?
Damn!
Tell us how you really feel.
That's what I'm about to say. You sure you don't want a glass?
I like to be very coherent with mine.
Swerve, really.
No,
that was my anthem back in the day.
But the reason I have a problem is because his is filled with a vial. That is, it's definitely, there is a problem. Like you have an issue. The way you're approaching one person, Lil Nas, I don't care for some of the things that Lil Nas does, but at the same token, you're a young person, you're expressing yourself. But how he speaks on him, you're not just speaking on him, you're speaking on what you feel about the culture. That's a culture
Because
issue.
in that case, talk shit about Madonna. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
all of them.
I'm
That's
just
what I'm
saying,
saying.
like, you know, talk shit about
Or
everybody.
even the fact that he said, you know, he got his son and the way he
12 years old, by the way.
12 years old. And no one has a problem with that.
Yeah.
You know, you get your
That
son.
little boy was talking crazy though when before 12.
But that's because of how he is being raised. So he's not only being raised in a way that how to demean women, because you had sex so early, so you can't look at a woman with respect. You really can't.
Wow.
And then you also don't have a respect for other people's differences. So for me, when I look at someone like him, you have a platform for your ignorance to live and dwell to make another person look like you. I don't like you. I don't. I ain't gonna say, hey, I don't like. Right. You know, I don't want to hate no one, but at the end of the day, we are all trying to figure this thing out. I try to build bridges instead of ditches. I try to be the best human being that I can be, but sometimes you just got to push the pause button and push back and like really look at yourself and take inventory.
That's a whole bar.
Because when you are,
there we go.
I'm a
you like, hey, chick, little.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 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 Whoop-a! I don't know. Hey.
It's probably a 2-hour episode.
I'm about to say. But it's, you know what? It's so good, and I'm truly fortunate to have K'bana here because again, with the show, I've said many a time, you know, entertain, inform, but at the end of the day, we just changing the narrative right now. This whole episode that you're watching is truly changing the narrative. You have parents that are probably gonna be like, scoot over, let me listen to this. Kids, scoot over.
We ain't being fake. That's what I like about it. We ain't gotta pretend, we ain't gotta tiptoes, we just a lot of men, I feel like a lot of straight men want to ask these questions about like RuPaul Drag Race. Want to ask these questions about.
What do y'all fear the most? I've never understood.
I was just about to ask, what's your fears?
I want to know,
what's your fears?
What's a straight man's fear?
Looking ignorant.
Besides another person's opinion.
Say it again.
Looking ignorant.
Looking ignorant. That's good.
You mentioned I'm a white guy.
Come on.
Turn it up.
But
that's
Speak to my titties. Speak to my titties.
Hold on. We got a mic. We got a mic coming. And he has flip flops. He's only got flip flops.
Wow, I love it. Okay.
But it's one of those things. Like, you know, I've got questions, and sometimes it's a fear of, am I going to say something without hate in my heart? Is it going to come out wrong? Maybe it's influenced by the dialogue you hear elsewhere, and you don't realize what you're saying. It could be offensive because you don't know, you know. And so, how do you walk that tightrope? And how do you trust someone to know you're cool? I can ask this question and not be the one that now is under the crosshair. So it's that fear of, I realize where I fall, and how do I bridge that gap? And it becomes a trust issue. How do you talk to the right person and know that we vibe? You trust me, I trust you, and now it's an open conversation. You can't just do that to Joe Blow, random person.
I think so. When I first walked in, right? I got to talking to Erickson. I came to you, and I instantly expressed my ignorance before I asked my question.
You did.
I openly expressed, I don't know about this world, but I love it. I don't know about drag competitions, but I've been to enough to know that I am thoroughly entertained. I have a great time. I throw bands.
Make sure you come to my next show.
I have a great time.
I'll make sure she'll be there for you. The road bands and her.
I asked them, how do I
throw it in one rubber band?
Produce something to show what it takes to make this show? Like, how do I get some cameras in the game and say, this is what it takes to make a show like this? Without being, oh, he's just doing this for the money because this was hot. How do I show like, oh, I really want to show love to this world without looking stupid? You first got to explain, I'm ignorant to it. You first got to show to the person you asking, I'm sorry, but I'm a dumbass. And some folks just don't want to admit that.
And this is the thing. It's a couple things. First, to your question, we have to be willing to be dumb. We have to be willing to be teachable. We have to be willing to learn. Like, you know, when you are an open vessel that's willing to learn, and you'll know with your discernment of what type of people you're around that are open to grow and to learn. Because that is the key to it all, is that conversation cannot happen, education cannot happen if communication is only one-sided. Mm-hmm. It has to be a back and forward. It has to be a listening. And then like you said, I think to me, allies, like I told you before, the Bible says, be wise like the serpent, gentle like the dove. They used to always perplex me when I was 7. Like, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. It means like, you got to know what a snake do. You got to know where the snake goes. You have to know how to move like a snake. But once you get where the snake went, you can act like a dove. You can be yourself. Mm-hmm. People will always say, don't play the game. The game will always be played for the rest of our lives because everybody in the world is not nice. Everybody in the world is not trying to be nice. So you have to find your allies. And my suggestion, even to you, is be open to find people that can become, like, we can become allies. We can become allies. And it grows. And then we find out what our gifts are. And then we build in our allyship and build the gifts, and opens the door for more people to come. The reason why I have become K'bana Blaq is because I'm teachable. I'm very driven, but I'm ready to build. Mm. So my career is not just off of the one thing you've seen. My career is about the relationships that I have. People want to get famous. You only get famous through relationships. You don't get famous through hard work. Hard work is after the relationship. Right. When they get you through the door, then you show out. Mm. But before then, every platform that I've been on is because of a relationship. It's not saying like, oh, he's not good. It's just the game that this industry plays. Amen. They'll know people. Hey, they'll know that you dope, but they'll be like, I don't know. But then you go and say, hey, how you doing? How's your kids? And mean it sincerely. Build the relationship. And then what happens is something comes across their desk and be like, you know what? Let me call K'bana. This will be good for him. It wasn't good for him as an artist, but it's good for him as my ally. Mm. Mm. And that's facts.
We about to work together.
I'm
gonna see me on the show clowning.
You might be doing Vivian Valentine's OnlyFans content. You know what I'm saying? I might be doing something I don't know.
Like I said, y'all. Like I said, changing the narrative is what we do here. What a great. Hey, we gotta have a part 2, part 3.
Thank y'all for having
as many parts.
We gotta get you back.
We gonna have a series, but we truly appreciate K'bana, coming out here, man.
Thank you so much.
We learned a lot. Hey, y'all, look. Cheers to a great episode. Cheers to a great conversation with the one and only K'bana Blaq.
Praise God.
How can we continue to follow, support, man?
What's the social?
Just follow me, not the bottles, but follow me at Letters of a Drag Queen. That's LETTERS a drag queen. You know what I'm saying? And then make sure you can follow me on K'bana Blaq, which is KBANABLAQ. Just follow me on IG. You'll see my whole world. And you know what? Then you can drink with them. Cheers to you.
And the book.
The book is on Amazon. Just go to Amazon. You can buy one today.
Okay,
It's available right now. And you know what? Well, I can't do that because you ain't gonna see that part. But yeah, tune in for my other shows. Amen.
All right. Look, you've been watching Old School Club Podcast, the show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. We'll see you next time, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Let's go.
So turn on your AC.
Yes.
I'm gonna take off this jacket and I'm gonna